The night the lights went out was supposed to be ordinary. The city had been experiencing unpredictable power cuts all week, and I was used to the sudden darkness swallowing every corner of my home. But that night when the power went out, I never imagined I would end up in someone's arms, someone who would change the way I looked at love, fate, and the quiet moments that slip into our lives when we least expect them. It was early evening, and rain tapped against the windows in a slow, steady rhythm. I had lit a few candles in the living room, their golden flames dancing and casting shadows on the walls. The silence felt heavier than usual without the hum of the refrigerator or the soft buzz of the television in the background. I wrapped myself in a shawl, not just for warmth but for comfort, because the storm outside rattled the windows and filled the air with restless energy. That's when he walked in. He was a family friend's son, someone I'd known casually through gatherings and conversations, but never on such an intimate scale. He was staying over for a few days because of some personal commitments in the city. There was nothing particularly unusual about that, until that night. He stepped into the living room, holding his phone like a lantern, its dim glow illuminating the sharp lines of his face. He smiled softly when he saw me sitting by the candlelight, and for a moment it felt like the room belonged to us and no one else. "You're not afraid of the dark, are you?" he teased gently, his voice calm and low, almost melting into the crackle of rain outside. I smiled back. "Not afraid, just not fond of it." He sat across from me, the faint light painting his features in a mix of shadow and warmth. The air shifted, and I could sense something different between us, something unspoken but undeniable. The silence that followed wasn't awkward. It was alive, humming, like an invisible thread pulling us closer. A sudden crash of thunder startled me. Instinctively, I shifted, and in that movement my balance gave way. I stumbled forward in the dim light, and before I could even process the moment, I felt his arms around me. Strong. Steady. Warm. For a few seconds, the world outside didn't exist. The storm, the rain, the blackout, it all disappeared. My cheek rested against his chest, and I could hear the steady rhythm of his heartbeat, grounding me in a way nothing else had before. "I've got you," he whispered, his breath brushing against my hair. The words lingered longer than they should have. I pulled back slightly, but he didn't let go immediately. Our eyes met in the soft candlelight, and something stirred, something that felt like it had been waiting quietly, patiently, for the right moment to appear. We both laughed lightly, trying to break the tension, but it only deepened. The laughter faded, replaced by a silence heavy with meaning. The storm outside raged on, but in that little room lit only by flickering candles, the world was still. We spent the rest of the evening talking, really talking, about our lives, our dreams, our disappointments, about the weight of responsibilities and the hunger for something more. Every word he spoke felt like a piece of a puzzle I didn't know I was missing. There were no grand gestures, no forbidden words, just two souls finding warmth in the middle of a storm. And yet it felt electric, romantic, safe. As the night wore on, the power eventually returned. The house lit up once again, humming back to life. But something inside me had changed forever. The light revealed not just the familiar comfort of my home, but also the realization that sometimes fate uses darkness to guide us toward the people who are meant to touch our hearts. I didn't fall into his arms just because of a stumble. I fell because life, in its unpredictable way, decided to show me that even in the darkest hours, love can appear, unexpected, unplanned, and unforgettable. And though the night ended, that memory never left me. Even now, I can still feel the echo of his arms around me, the warmth of his presence, and the reminder that sometimes the most romantic stories are the ones that don't need perfection, just the courage to let a moment mean something more.